Hey everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
Yes, but through our own lens, which sometimes is plumeria and sometimes is gardenia, but at the end of the day, hopefully mildly sweet.
Hi! So today
Hi.
we're talking 90 Day Hunt for Love, Season 1, Episode 14, The Tell All Part 1. And oh God, I am not Sean Robinson. Are you so
Suki,
happy? Oh my
I
God.
I'm going to email Mr. Matt Sharp and I'm going to thank him because I need you all to know something that I said to the person that made the entire universe of 90 Day Fiancé when I first could, that he needed to get a new host. And I said it to the man that had the first time to actually invite me to meet him at the event that he threw. And arguably, that's like kind of rude to do. And I did it. And it's because I'm a fan and I'm right. And he did it. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If you are a Sister Wife fan, and if you are, hi, I'm for you, because I'm going to be talking about the new season. Absolutely. I'm obsessed with the fact that they're going to, carry on. Suki has been giving us tell all realness, and I mean sincereness, and I mean genuineness. When I mean realness, I mean someone who sincerely watches the show and in real time and in the real moments can actually ask a follow up question with passion because she cares and it makes sense in a way that I have always been like, what a queen you are. I can't believe that she is doing the show. I'm so thankful. Like, if it's not me, it has to be her and it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. I'm like, there's no one better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cannot stand it how happy I am. I'm
Yeah.
going to email him. Like, this week was so amazing for so many reasons. Okay. Because as amazing as that is, and I want you to talk about it, I also want to say, while you did a lot of great work on the social media today, where you made a lot of people from Hunt for Love feel seen in a way they had not. So let me give it back to you now and you talk about stuff.
Okay, you guys, how excited. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm so glad that Chris gave us that bit of information that Suki is from um Sister Wives, because I don't know her from Adam. You know what I mean? I said to myself, this is like Michelle Collins not. This is just like not Michelle Collins, which I'm okay with. Like, and I love the energy. I love the fact that, I could tell she was a little bit more interested, but I will say that there are some things that I can tell is on a teleprompter, or I can tell is of someone feeding her, because some of the things that she says did remind me of Sean Robinson. It just sounded like it came from a person who actually wanted the answer, you know? Like
Huh.
actually actually wanted. Not I'm not saying that everything was it, but there were some things that she said, well, like even when she asked, can we put up the footage? Can we check the tapes? Can we can we see the phones? Like it seemed just so much more interested. Like
I
she was
know.
just so much more interested. And then
Yes.
I just love it because, also like me, she says her full name. She's like, I'm Sukihana Christ or Christian or something. And then she goes, but you can call me Suki. And I was like, hey, my name is
Mhm.
Wahima, but you can call me Wah. Like, I love that. I love it. Okay. So thank you for so much. I mean, you wrote it down and it was like, I was so happy. And like, it was just such a joyous moment for me. I was not looking forward to Sean Robinson. And I mean, not that Chantel's reaction tells us anything, but I do think that even the cast may be a little bit more like, oh, yeah, okay. Hi. Because maybe Suki spoke to them backstage. In my mind, Sean Robinson is like somewhere in a corner and doesn't speak to anybody until she gets on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She in her contract, she doesn't have to be where they are. Like,
Yeah.
the reason why they don't have dressing rooms is because any dressing room are all taken by her upstairs. Like, there's,
Yeah. She's Raven Kelly Kelly Moore. What is it? Raven Larry Moore Kelly is who she is. She gets her own room. She
Okay,
gets
so let's
her
start
own room.
though
Fine.
from the very beginning. So
Okay.
Rob rolls up Honey and Pumpkin and is chill. And listen, he wants to talk about Jen. Um, and he wants to, like, kind of get in there because I feel like Rob maybe understands that he like played it super fucking safe the entire time. But also Rob's like, yeah, but I didn't want to leave with anyone. So like A and B. So But he also knows he has to do something at this tell-all. So he he's kind of like a panther. He wants to sit back and, like observe and observe, but at some point he wants to make an attack. Now, that's the highest part of him thinking that. And sometimes we get an attack, but we've also gotten attacks that are shitty in weird ways too. So this Hunt for Love has been Rob's redemption tour in a lot of ways. And everyone deserves a second chance except for Angela.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and Lida, and those,
Big Ed,
yeah, Big Ed, those two, one of them,
Jeffrey.
yeah, Jeffrey, I was gonna say Jeffrey and Vanya, they don't deserve it. Um, but yeah, otherwise they do. Now, I will say that Rob is very charismatic when he's like, listen, it was an unfortunate rejection, but I'm here today and I'm stronger than ever. I said an unfortunate rejection is such a nice way of putting that for him. And then we go to Colt. They didn't even give him a cool entrance. I guess he must have been in a wheelchair, so they decided to not. Because most of the cast got like a black and white shot, except for Tiffany. She didn't get one, but a lot of them did. And Colt did not. What we get from Colt is like one of his first scenes is he's just sitting on a couch with a cane doing tarot. And so he says to us, yeah, Courtney and Tulum is different than Courtney and Orlando, but there's still a lot of love there and there's free snacks here. So it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, he pulls a strength card. I'm like, oh my God. I want like Ashley's opinion of him and his tarot. Talk about free snacks, honey. Cole and Elise walk up. She's wearing like dancer workout gear. She's wearing something. I mean, I'm so sorry to just like continually bring this. Like half this podcast is me talking about this person. It's fine. She looks like she is Britney in her prime, going to a dance class and learning slave choreography or the choreography for that Pepsi commercial. She's wearing
slave for you choreography, because slave choreography.
You're right. You're absolutely. I know. I'm so sorry. It's like you have to understand what it. Yeah, I know. I wouldn't even. Yeah, I know. It's just that
Right.
I know.
Right.
There's a certain time in her life where she looked just like that, where like she just wore a lot of those belly shirts and she was so tan and like those pants were so baggy and like that one part of her back was just like, God bless. And why don't I know it so much? I wish no one knew it as much as I knew it. Anyway. So anyway, she looks great. And Cole looks, I mean, really great. You know what I'm saying? Like he really does. Cole looks freshly fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like he looks like he's been getting some, especially not by someone who lives in Colombia or whatever she lives, far away. You know what I'm saying? Like he looks done, honey. He looks released.
It's funny that Cole says that he believes that there will be drama between him and Rob, and I'm like, you're the only person that believes that, Cole. It's been 7 months. Okay, this is the timeline, Chris. This is what I think. Tell me if you think differently. Someone in the episode says for 6 months after Tulum. So now we know that it's been at least 6 months. Then Rob ends up making a comment about what Tim's wearing and cites that the year is 2025. And we know that we saw them after the tell-all, or we saw them during the tell-all. Like maybe the Hunt for Love blinkety blink that we went to was when they filmed the tell-all. Because and this is another theory. The reason why I say that is because Colt is wearing the same necklace during this tell-all that he wore to the Hunt for Love.
Wait, show me a picture.
Okay. She's in.
You want me to talk while that happens, or you have to find it?
No. Well, let me just get back to May. Okay. And so then I'm like, oh, something is afoot, because then Elise makes comment that they were just there like a month ago or so to do Between the Sheets. So they did Between the Sheets this year. Okay, we went there May 19th. Where's our picture with Colt? Yeah, girl. Listen, don't tell me I'm not a sleuth. That fucking necklace. Now he did not
look at his hair. We're gonna look at his entire haircut and his beard.
I gotta send
and then
this.
Go back.
Let me send this to the thing so we can see it on screen together.
Okay, but then also let's put this up and let's look at this again. Okay, so at the tell-all, his beard is thusly long. His hair is thusly long. When I say thusly, I mean, you have to be looking at I can't short. I mean, he has one of those kind of like Elvis looking bang things. I can tell that he definitely has his sideburns freshly groomed, but there's a squareness and a furriness to his beard, and definitely there's no shaping. Different. Different. That hair
Different
is
in
different.
like years or different in like I got a haircut? Not
I know.
years, months or I got a
The
haircut.
beard is wildly different between these
Okay.
2 pictures. I mean, like, go back.
Okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay, that's the side of the beard. Uh, 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 okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Wait, and look at this picture. And look at this picture. Look at the look at okay, and then
Okay. Oh, you know what the determining factor is? It's Courtney, because Courtney lost weight when we saw her at the event. She's smaller at the event than she is right here in this picture.
I don't still know if that happened. I don't know if I feel like the tell-all happened after because I feel like they watched. That's why I'm like, I feel like the tell-all happened after the time we met them because I feel like they gave them time to watch all the show. I don't think they had watched all the show. I
Okay.
will say that. So I told you all what happened, especially for Patreon, knew what happened deeply in my DMs last week. And we also had a wildly great week for Hunt for Love on the DocuSweeties Instagram, and that's because you were sensitive enough to shine the light on people who were not given an opportunity to shine. And boy, did they love having someone see them. And I get that, like, okay. So Courtney, I love the tell all for Courtney. I really
Love
enjoyed
it.
it. So I
Unbothered.
actually, texted Courtney or I DM'd her is the
Unbothered
word.
queen. Unbothered queen. Yeah, unbothered queen. Let me tell you right now. So yes, okay, so we're sleuthing. Thank you guys for going along this journey with us. But Colt is still wearing the same necklace. It's some time has passed because Courtney looks different. But I'm still very excited for the way that this is a tell-all. This is the way a tell-all should be. I mean, I'm glad that we don't have Andre screaming at people and we don't have Jasmine throwing shoes, but it was just good solid trash. Okay. So Cole expects there to be some drama with Rob, and we're just like, Cole, like I get that like reality TV 101 is that you continue to hash and talk about things that happened a million years ago, but in the 90-day world, we're a little too sophisticated for that. Like we don't want you to still be fighting with Rob because we know the truth is there's no point in you fighting with Rob. Like you've already lost and you're just trying to fight with someone who's already established in the community. And I'm sorry, you don't win. You do not win. So then Tiffany comes in and she's by herself. She doesn't get a cool black and white shot, but she does get this shot where she's giving like a little bit of chola with the square framed of the glasses and the long dark hair. And but we know she likes to talk a lot of shit and we know she's always like ready to prepare to fight. But the only thing I can ever think is you didn't fight Ronald, so why are you trying to fight these people? Oh, okay.
She even said on the tell all, she was like, I'm not a perfect person. I was like,
Oh God.
so when she said that, I was like, what? Is that like some PR talk that she
Yeah.
now's parents to be like, how could you say that in a comment on Instagram and then the next day have this tell all say the exact same thing and you filmed it like at least a month ago or something? Like, girl, she is so defensive. No one said, first of all, no one said anyone's perfect. Literally no one said anyone's perfect. But every time that you realize you make a shitty choice or move or didn't act whatever, like you don't have to be so defensive and go from that place. That's the weird thing. Like it makes us think that you in fact don't know you did anything bad because not only did you do something bad, instead of just owning up to it, you somehow gaslight or throw or try and manipulate us to thinking we did something, which is somehow promise the world you're perfect. But we don't care about you like that, babe. But it's I don't know. I want her. I mean, like, I like her, but I just want her to like shift her focus out of this weird like victim complex because it would be insufferable to actually have to deal with. Like, if that's where she lives all the time, like, oh, can't do it.
Yeah, especially because she says that and now the tell-all is out and we see her again attack another woman. So it's just like feels like a pattern of behavior in my mind. So Tim
Yeah, she in the middle of Carlo literally being like, "You're fat and ugly." She's like, "What now, Courtney?" I mean, what?
Yeah.
First of all, I can't be screaming into mics, but God, it just is like, what the fuck is this world?
Yeah. All right. So then we've got
Oh.
Tim. Tim walks up in this outfit, which we actually saw at the event. He walked in with his jacket. So this was the jacket for that balmy May season.
I see you, Celine. I see you, Celine.
poking its little letters out from in his chesticles. And so he's like talking about all the products that he's got in his suitcase, and meaning it's just like a little like it looks like a fisherman's like bait box where it has different holes where you could put different things in. It's like either that kind of thing belongs to a drag queen or a fisherman, like somebody who is like utilitarian and needs a thing like that with different pockets, no girliness at all, just like pure function.
Arms. That's like that. It's the arm stuff. That's like for different bullets and different parts of guns.
Oh, arms. Those arms. I was like,
No, I
hands?
don't know. Like
Yeah.
ho-
I
just
think of fishermen and their baits and all their different lines and shit.
so many people men want to be like special ops, military, militia men. Like there's a lot of people that really want to be like that, and so that's for them.
Yeah. So I wrote that down that Tim looks like a poor man extra from True Blood. Okay. Look at this. This was a choice, and it was the wrong choice. And then Rob ends up saying when he walks up to him, this looks like vampire clothing from 2025. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
It looks like to me that one picture, even though it's not that, he looks in it like David S. Pumpkins, but dressed like Satan.
Oh,
Like an evil like an
the
evil
devil.
yeah, like a
The
kind of
devil.
Satan,
Mr.
like that
Satan.
was also just on Earth as like the
Mhm.
lounge host at a really shitty Vegas bar. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
no. Have you watched Lucifer? He would fit well
No.
as an extra in Lucifer. Yeah. Those of you guys out there who watch Lucifer, imagine the Lucifer with that jacket on, and you're like, oh yes, Lucifer does own a bar and a lounge, and it is called hell. Okay, so Elise comes in and says that Courtney is her best friend throughout this, and they are like, "Oh my god, you look at such a model! Oh my god, you're such a model! Oh my god, you guys are so beautiful!" As they sit down and put on their makeup, and Courtney ends up saying in her little aside that it got really clicky in Tulum, and how Tiffany has blocked Elise, and now Cole and Elise flirt, and then we have that whole thing where Elise does this thing where she's trying to be she says something like Cole has the key to my room, and Courtney doesn't just let that sit. Courtney gets clarity. She's like, wait a minute, did you guys sleep together? You guys slept in the same room? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, bitch, why did you say he has a key to your room?
Right. You know where you're leading.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, and I think that Courtney might be right. I think that she was so busy with Colt that she did not have a time to like really be able to join any of the cliques. And so when she would pop in, she would realize there were factions. And the only person that was probably like true to her the whole time was Elise. Because Elise, which I want to give a huge congratulations, and I feel like I'm gonna make a singular post of every picture that I have of Elise and post it and be like, you know what? This woman got asked to come to an island or what the fuck ever. She didn't get on Love Island. She didn't get on Hot or Not. She didn't get on anything else. What she got on was a nameless reality show that ended up being called Hunt for Love. And she made sure, like Shekinah, like Tiger Lily, like the rest of these people who have been on every single reality show, have tried really hard to be on other the Darcys, the twins, the Silva twins. She made sure that she stood out and that she was in every single episode, every single bloody episode of this season.
She is a
Hats
fire
off.
starter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's an arsonist. She, you know, like but yeah, sometimes a show has to be about putting out fires. And so sometimes you need an arsonist. So anyway,
Wait,
but yeah,
that's
she
the
looks great.
opposite.
And
An
I
arsonist
am
starts fires.
yeah, that's why but you need an arsonist to start the fire so you can put him out.
Ah, fireman. Great. Let's um then Chantel comes in, and you talk about this because I have pictures. I did the pictures.
Then she has a ponytail, but really what it is many different pieces of hair that someone said would look good if they were all clumped together using fairy pins and flower buttons. And she also said this person was a hairdresser. I mean, her hair looks so not great, and I feel so bad to say that. But also, I'm only really saying it, Chantel, because don't ever use this person again. This person did you wrong. Like, if you're friends with this person, no, you're not, you know?
Yeah, I want a high pony. One, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you guys ever see me with a wig or some kind of hairpiece or something that has me with a high pony, know that that is my ultimate fantasy for my
Do
hair.
it then, Miona.
I would have to grow my hair out if I would use Miona's products. I'm talking about like a full wig. Like if I were to get a full wig that had like a high pony, like I also want to do a high pony like here with a bang and like a long hair. Like I would need Cardi B level of like hair wig person to do that. More money basically in order to go to a place where someone can just like glue a thing to my, but if you ever see it, just know that I feel fucking fly as fuck. That is this, I have reached the ultimate level of what I've wanted to achieve someday in life. And so I wish that for Chantel. Now I will say that I thought Chantel had shaved the sides of her head when I first saw this haircut,
Yeah.
this hairstyle.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't it on camera it doesn't shine the way that it does. Now she did have it. She did have it in at the party. Oh, do you see it? It's there and it didn't look this way, but it's the same style. So she loves a slick back. She loves it.
Yeah. And I know that there's a time and a place for it. I just don't like it was a really extension piece. It's not the foundation.
The foundation threw me off though. Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, sorry. Elise
Oh,
was afraid of Tiffany and Tulum, said she was controlling. And obviously we know that Courtney feels a certain type of way. I think this tell-all really made me realize how intense Tiffany is. Like I feel like I had just gotten a taste of it, and I feel like she was nice to me at the party, and now I realize that maybe she's a little intense, but everyone else, you know, God bless. Tiffany comes in wearing a strapless, just kidding. It's off the shoulder. I mean, like, yeah, it's a strapless off the shoulder dress. And she looks great. I mean, you know, I really like a little like marabou. I will say that like this pale blue probably like isn't like a full on color match to her wheel. She kind of gives me like an autumn kind of a winter vibe or whatever. Um, but she's so beautiful, and I'm happy that I got to, you know, she really is. So good for her.
So you put Tim comes in with a penguin S pumpkin. I don't know what penguin S pumpkin is.
David S. Pumpkin. I already said that.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is when we talked about the vampire. So anyway, so basically Elise also knows what people want to see. It's her fucking good body. So when Tim tries to give her jacket, she's like, "No, bitch. Hell no." And then in putting on the jacket, a little titty comes out. You know what I'm saying?
Titty.
It's supposed to come out. It's supposed to come out. You know, like that's what them titties are for. And the minute you get, you know, titties, yeah, titties are, you know, titties are made to be seen. They're made to be sucked and made to be seen. What?
I will.
You're not wrong. Nature.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I will say though that Tiffany tries to say that Carlo and Rob matched, and I felt the same way that Rob looks in this picture that I have on the screen right now.
Cole. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Cole. And I was like, no, they don't. They're wearing the same color. But if you can look at Rob's outfit and then look at Cole's outfit and then be like, oh, you match, then you don't understand like material. You don't, I mean, this man has a bedazzled jacket on with blue croc slides. Okay. This is not what Cole is wearing. Cole is
No.
wearing a blue blazer.
Yes.
That's what Cole is wearing.
Blue jackets, yes.
A blue jacket. Rob is wearing a blue jacket.
Like smoker's jacket
Yeah.
or something. Yes.
Yeah. It's very different. Very
things.
different. Yeah. And so then Chantel comes out and Tim walks up to her and he's like, oh my God, I'm the magician and the magician's assistant. And I said, listen, if her shit was red, it would be spot on because she sure did come out in a heavy ass drag outfit. And I love that for her. And in the back of that, it is corseted.
Yeah, I'll never understand. Chantel and Tiffany are both girls that have been on a tell-all before, and I don't think that anyone really looks great in a strapless sitting down kind of outfit. Like tell-alls happen sitting. That's what tell-alls are. You are not laying down, you're not standing. You're in fact sitting as someone, and someone specifically being like Suki, God bless, asks you questions. And so you have to like sort of think about your outfit in a seated position, and I'm just surprised all these girls that are like should be professionals are picking like things that like are standing gown style outfits. That's for standing. Like that looks so good standing. Anyway, so here we are. Basically also a small moment is that Tiffany learns that Tim and Elise have talked and she's like, oh, I didn't know you guys were talking again, Tim. And it was a moment where I was like, girl, like you don't have to control every fucking single thing. So yes, we find out that Mr. Matt Sharp listened to reason and brought in someone different, and that being Suki. When she comes on, I of course say thank the heavens. She says it's her first time, and certainly we know Queen Angel, like look at. I mean, she looks gorgeous. I mean, I just when she sat down, I was like, oh my God, this feels so great. And she goes around, we get some updates. We find out Jennifer and Cole are still together. Of course, Jennifer's not there, which, we realize that they're filming this in America, God bless. And people are surprised that they are together. And then Suki immediately throws it to Rob. And Rob's like, by saying like, well, what's that like for you?
And he's like, it's like everybody else here.
Oh, well, I think you, Rob, shared a little more with Jennifer than everyone else here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Huh?
A year ago.
Huh?
A year ago. And
I've
fucked so many women since then.
I feel like if it was anyone else, they would just be like, okay, moving on. Who else got to check in? You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
well, it's because they're holding that footage. We still haven't seen the footage of them fucking and the raccoon, right? That's all the same footage, right?
The raccoon must not have like signed an.
No, that's Cole. That's raccoons with Cole, right? No.
Yeah, but the raccoon didn't sign as like an image release form because I don't know if you can get him again.
But it's just like, that's why they're trying to allude to it, because I think him and Jennifer both don't know that they have the footage and they're prepared to show the footage of them fucking. So, I believe that they're done.
So Usman then is mad, because Courtney is with Colt and he's mad that Courtney kissed two men. And then Tim says, that's Western women for you. And I was like, Tim, so is Western men you not touch anyone the whole time? I just want to know, like, what's happening? Yeah, Tim has like, sorry, he slut shames, or he does judge women based upon sex stuff, and he has to decide whether he still is interested in them. And like, it's a weird. There's something weird about him. Go ahead.
I feel like it's partly his Southern upbringing that he can't let go of. And because he rides the line of looking like somebody who may be queer or a part of the LGBT community, I think he's just kind of like, well, whatever, I can do whatever. But then his clear like cis het nonsense will just come out, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot that this was you. He definitely, like, that's the last time that he's going to agree with Usman. this entire episode. In fact, he's going to disagree with him so much that they are going to kill me. Waham Alino. They're going to kill me with their conversation in a couple minutes.
What happens there?
Hey,
Go ahead.
I don't say it.
No, you
don't,
say no. You have to.
No,
No.
stop.
What happened?
Okay, so so when Tim says, "Well, that's Western women for you," Usman is like, "I have so much opinion on that guy. I tell you, that guy Tim is fake." And I said, Usman, what you've been doing is you've been watching African American like TikTok and or Instagram, but you've been watching African American women, because for you to just get on there and start talking about how guys are fake is such a weird thing, because that's so like staunchly within the Black woman community that like I've never heard another man be like, he's fake. That guy is fake. What a fake fucker that is. I've never heard it. And so now I'm watching him just like call Tim fake, and Tim's like, let me hear it. And he's like, you're so fake, man. Okay. Well, what happened is I was at Tulum and I confronted you because you are fake, because you unfollowed me. And then you follow me again and we okay. And then you unfollow me after Tulum. So you are fake. And everyone is like, oh my God, Usman, like social media, are you being serious? Like, is you that you just want Tim to follow you again? And Tim's like, I unfollowed 500 people and I let go of anybody that didn't interact with me because I wasn't able to see the people that were my actual friends. And they have this back and forth in which the P word is used a lot. Too much for me. It was too much. It was too much for me. Christina, cut this. Do you think that when they see it on TV, is it going to have the P word? Or is it going to be like, beep, 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 beep,
what you did is boosie. What you did is boosie. What you did, you do boosie, boosie, boosie. I was like, yeah, I don't know, boop,
okay.
Bing, I don't know, like beep, 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 boop, beep, see, boop, beep, see, like I don't know what it's gonna be, but that's probably my impression of what it might sound like.
Yeah,
Christina, you can keep that part in.
Yeah.
So basically, after this part, Tiffany tries to tell Suki that, because Suki's like, oh, you guys, he's gotten real intense at the beginning. And Tiffany's like, yeah, Suki, it's usually how it is around here. And I'll be like, Tiffany.
Yeah. Thank you.
Suki has been on TV longer than you have breathed air. Oh, what are you talking about?
Oh, she knows so much.
Why are you going to say, you can't, what? Oh, no. I give it up. It's fine.
So Usman and not Courtney, but Colt end up going back and forth because Colt, who's come here just looking,
budget dad Hawaiian vacation. I mean, like it's inland and it's like a 2.5 star. And it smells just like mold. And somehow he picked up Courtney, who looks like, the lounge singer of a Art Deco bar. You know what I'm saying? Like, she looks like an Oscar hostess, like telling, I don't know, Robert De Niro to sit here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She's the one off to the side who like holds the award and like just pass it to. Yeah. It's definitely it's a really interesting interaction because Tim is like, Usman, you're a bully. You're just a bully. You're a bully, Usman, because you disrespected Colt. And Usman is like, how did I did not disrespect him? How did I disrespect him? And Suki's like, oh, okay, wait, we have footage. Roll that beautiful bean footage. And they roll it where Usman is like, how is Courtney interested in you? You are a fat, lazy man with no morals and no money.
He's not wrong. I was like,
I do not understand. And then Tim is like, you can't talk about people's weight, and then we have a scene from Between the Sheets where Usman is like, Ladies have to move that belly to see that dick. And I said, Usman, okay, calling Tim fake, another thing that's weird, but also going in ad nauseum about how Tim, Colt's dick is just most likely very unsatisfactory. It's so funny. He's right, but it's so funny.
Yeah, the funny thing about Colt is the worst thing about Colt is not that the way he looks, he's actually fine looking. It's just that he really gives the vibes that he would go to a timeshare lunch and like waste 3 hours and think like, I got a free lunch. Then he would tell you on a date how smart he was for doing that. There's that kind of
Mm,
guy where you're like, so what I'm hearing is that you don't value your time at all. And
mhm,
there's just like it's like that kind of thing that makes it intensely a no for me.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
But Tim also
Yes.
stands up for him in such a way. Um, yeah. uh, so basically, Usman apologizes for the dick comment, because to Colt and because he's also being called a bully by Tim. Um, Usman calls Tim a female, and then Tim just takes it out on the monitor. I mean, like he knocks the monitor's like pussy out. You know what I'm saying? Like he just, it's a slap and it goes down, and he then is like Usman is screaming from the bottom. Everyone's like laughing, like rubbish idiot, or just like rubbish idiot. Like that's where I'm like, oh, we forget how English that part of the country can be, like very British rubbish. So then Tim also is like, you know what? Colt's a great guy. He designs video games. He's super fucking smart. He's got more booty than you could ever dream about. You date seniors.
You
And
date seniors is a fucking read. Go ahead.
listen, yeah, when he said you date seniors, I was like, yeah, it's absolute Tim. That is true. That's categorically true. You really put Usman in his pace. Like, what can you say about that? Like,
It's a
he
fact.
does.
It
He
is a
raw dog. You talk
fact.
about fucking one of these biddies raw with his dick. So you really can't talk about anyone else's dick ever again because for some reason Colt like does get that word, and I don't know. Like I don't really understand what his end game is or what he's ever gotten, truly.
It's like, and then he had an opportunity with Courtney, but because he does not know how to date someone who isn't emphatically in love with him and obsessed with him, that he had an opportunity to be with somebody more age appropriate, but couldn't do it. And he wants to blame the fact that Colt broke his leg, but I'm like, nah. If you had more swag, if you knew what a Western woman wanted, if you would have just asked Courtney out on an appropriate date, if you had done just certain things that we feel like are obvious on this side of the pond, then you would have had Courtney. But it's you don't know how to date a Western woman who isn't a senior who is obsessed with you, and that is just unfortunately what is happening in your life. You got to fix that if you want something else. Um, and so then Courtney says, "Okay, he apologized to Colt. Now sing him a song." And then Rob says, "I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you." So I was dead, dead. I said, "You know what, Rob? Yeah, yeah,
He came prepared, honey. He came
yeah.
prepared.
Uh
I
huh.
know.
Uh huh.
I know. It's so funny. Yeah, I agree. Rob really came out on top this season. So then we hear about what the fuck is happening with Colt and Colt. Basically, obviously we know that Courtney allowed Colt to just move into her parents' house in Florida. And then he also somehow also is on their insurance plan, maybe, or I'm not quite sure about that. It's confusing. But basically, his ex-girlfriends on social media said that he was just using Courtney for a place to live and insurance. And they had already gotten to the point in their relationship that they had said, I love you. And so she basically was like, oh, so he's still talking to his ex girlfriends and bitches. And that's why they know details about like what he's getting from me. And she's smart enough to know that, but she's still sitting next to him anyway. So then we get like, yeah, he talks to a lot of women. He has a lot of women he talks to. And I'm like, are these all online? Because he'll be like, this woman is in Mexico or this woman's in Brazil or whatever. And I'm like, okay, so Is it yeah, it's because he's famous now and online, so he's getting whatever because he has, so many thousand followers and people. Yeah. So that's because you also are making it seem like he is dripping in pussy, and yet he also cognitively realizes that he is living in his girlfriend's parents' house. So there's like something not great with that. Are you doing something? Okay. So
I'm trying so hard to download this picture, but it won't let me have it, so I give up. I've tried 5 times. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, he has a girl that from Mexico that he was talking to, and that's the person who maybe sent him flowers, and then a woman that he was going to meet up after Mexico or before. Like, it's just a lot. But then we get on to Courtney and Colt's sex life, and it was a little bit too far. It was a little too far.
I loved it.
It was very candid. It was very
I'm so
candid.
happy about it.
So basically he tries to like kind of explain like how they did it in a flowery way, and she's like, basically he went down on me in Mexico. The end.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. And then we start to talk about how so then Usman is like, oh my god, how was it? And I said, Usman, sit down. He is so concerned about Colt's dick, and Colt called it. Colt is like, listen, he can say whatever, but I'm just wondering, why is he concerned with how women find my dick, how big it is, where it is, from whence they find, from whence it
He can't
comes?
fathom.
Like,
He
he
cannot
just
fathom Courtney picking him. And also when he finds out that fucking Colt has no dick power, like the dick has no power right now. Like,
TD. Yeah.
I feel bad to say that, but right now, I mean, listen, yeah, Courtney goes in, she's like, "Oh, hold my
White Claw.
champagne. I'm gonna like, I know, I was thinking, what does she drink? Not beer. I'm going to just lay it out there. Like, these producers have to do no work. Don't worry, Suki. I'll make your life real fucking easy." He eats me out. He flops around again in that position. We don't have sex. Never had sex. He has ED, erectile dysfunction. So yeah, like basically don't have sex. But boy, does he eat me out well.
Yeah, and Tim is like, "Well, I don't understand. Does he get erect at all with the?" And she's
Sure.
like, yeah, with suction it stays erect, but then after that it doesn't. And it's because it's because he's on a bunch of medications that cause a flaccid penis. And we know that this has got to be hard for him because
No, it's not.
from his season, we know that he, or at least his happily ever after season, that he would want to have sex with Larissa like 5 times a day or 7
Yeah.
times a day. And
Yeah.
she was like, I'm not a blow up doll. Like, she literally was like, I'm not a doll. Like, you can't just fuck me whenever you want. And I'm like, not even on like the first 3 days after your period. Anyways,
Yeah, it must be hard for him, and he's open about it. I'm okay. Like, both people are super open about it, and that makes us happy because like we've been wanting to know, and it's hard for us to believe. Basically, Tim feels bad for them, and it's like, don't worry, injured penises, hold my whatever, whiskey sour. I don't know what he drinks, but basically, he injured his
Midori.
penis.
Midori sour.
He injured his penis with Veronica, and he basically had 9 hours of sex with her, of her bouncing up and down on that dick, and it broke. And then after that, he didn't want to have sex for like 9 months because he was so afraid that she was going to break his dick again. And they almost broke up because the dick, and they had to like get over it or whatever. And it was really trying, but it can be a very trying situation for relationships. And you know what? I feel really bad about that because you don't talk about that. You don't even get to really talk about that. Like, like sexual issues with relationships are hard, but also like, yeah, the way in which people have to navigate their own like sexual situations and how it affects other people and like just the relationship at a whole. I felt bad for that.
Yeah, yeah. So then we jump to Tiffany and Rocky and whether or not they're still together. And it turns out that they're not. They talk every day, but it's because he is helping her as a trainer and she is his client. And then Suki brings up Carlo. And then we see some clips of, the things that happen between her and Carlo. And Tiffany ends up getting defensive throughout this, but also she talks about the fact that Carlo was a little bit of a dick and ended up, well, a lot of bit of a dick, and ended up sending her a picture of him wearing a shirt that has Elise all over it. And it's really starts to show that like Carlo is not, it's not that he's a reluctant villain, is that he doesn't know that his villainy will come to light. And that's weird. Unless this is all just a game, but the man sits there and when they're talking about him, he has this look on his face like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. When I come to the club, step aside, like
Yeah.
literally has no answers for what's going on, no explanation, just is sitting there taking it, trying to be a very like bad lawyer speak about it. Oh, that might have happened. I don't remember. I don't recall. But if it did happen, I'm sorry. Like that kind of shit. And it's just like everyone's not with it.
It felt like
Um
Love is Blind. It felt like a
oh yeah.
tell-all
Mhm.
moment from Love is Blind, where,
Mhm.
like, someone was being accused of something, and specifically a male, and didn't want to acquiesce responsibility or accountability, and danced around that, and then also, through doing so, behavior hints at narcissism. So
Yeah. So Elise says that her relationship with Carlo lasted 1 to 2 months, and she broke with him because he was controlling and manipulating. They didn't get into the details as to how he was controlling and manipulating, but I do think that he is a liar. And maybe if you are manipulated by his lies, then you could think that somebody is a manipulator. Carlo is just somebody who says what he has to say in the moment so that he does not have to feel the feelings. He doesn't have to be the bad guy. He wants to be everybody's friend, and he just says what he says. Whether or not this is on purpose, it doesn't matter. He is someone you can't hang your hat on, and he will talk shit about any person at any time if it makes him look cool or be in the good graces of whoever he's in front of. And that's all
Mhm.
that it comes out. So we then bring out Carlo, and he has a like, "What's up, bro?" moment with Cole, and then you know, Elise ends up asking Tiffany, "Why did you attack me? If you knew you had so many other options than Carlo."
I couldn't believe I'm
Um,
so happy she did. I was like, "Oh, yes."
Yeah. And it's like also if you told him, "Hey, go on ahead and just follow your heart," like why were you so angry at me? And Tiffany ends up saying that like it was because of girl code. Like she felt that at the end of the day, Elise owed her more of an allegiance than Carlo. And so that's why she was more mad at Elise. Which is so crazy. So then they show this a scene of Carlo and Elise in a hammock, which I never saw. So if it happened, I guess I must have gotten up and went to the bathroom or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
But that scene happened where they, where's this like kissing and like, are you gonna go tell Tiffany? Yeah, I'm gonna tell Tiffany. And then it cuts right to him telling Tiffany and calling Elise a slut and saying you can't bring her home to mom, but like I don't know, something about her I like. And then being wishy-washy, especially when Tiffany is like cold and it's just like, well, you're just a person I met along the way. So, uh
God, if it just ended there, Tiffany would have been it would have been the classiest move.
no, but then they show Tiffany yelling at Elise in front of everybody. But what they also should have re-showed us is Tim and Chantel also yelling at Elise and saying that she was fake and that she was
Yeah.
whatever, which
Yeah.
forced Elise to apologize in a situation where she felt she didn't owe anybody an
Yep.
apology.
That's true.
So then they all kind of go after Carlo and about his lies and manipulation and his choice in the game, like all the choices he made. Um, and he just is like, again, I don't recall anything. And if I did, I'm sorry. So it's like nobody was taking that shit though. So Tiffany, it feels like to us that Tiffany is upset that she isn't viewed in a positive light. And so then she goes after Courtney and Colt because they bring up the fact that how was Cole what was Carlos supposed to do? Was he supposed to go knock on Tiffany's door before he decided to have a drunken rendezvous with Elise and ask her if it's okay? Or to be honest, because he did. He came to her at his earliest convenience to let her know, I fucked Elise. We don't know if something happened in between where he could have told her and he just didn't. But he, as far as we saw, as soon as he could, he went and told her, "Hey, I fucked Elise. I'm gonna go that way." And everyone's like, "So what else did you want?" I wanted honesty. Okay, he was honest with you as much as he could. What else did you want? But nobody was honest with me. I played the game fair. And I was like, I can see where she's talking about, but at the end of the day, like I think she needs to be more malleable to understand that like you played the game one way and other people played the game another way. And your way isn't necessarily better unless there was a rule book sent out to everybody in the beginning to say this is how you play the game.
Yeah, she really wanted Elise to be like, "Is it okay if I fuck Carlo? He's naked in my bed and we're really drunk. We've been like, like."
Mhm.
And so I'm so happy because Colt and Courtney are really being like, "What the fuck? Are you crazy?" And then they go at it. And Tiffany to Courtney is like, "Well, this bitch is actually stupid."
Yeah.
And Courtney is like, "No, it's you're an asshole." And I'm on Courtney's side.
Yeah.
Like later on, this is going to come up again. And I still, to this point, you were wrong about this, and also you are like mean girly. Like, and
Yeah.
so I don't care if later on if Carlo makes himself look bad, it doesn't make Courtney look bad. It still makes you look bad. Like,
Yeah.
so we'll talk about that. It's like so confusing to me. I don't understand the psychology of it truly, but this is like I don't know. So this is where it gets really disgusting. Because now we're just like in the mug, and Tiffany has also like been like, everyone, you all have to like tell me what's up. And Elise is like, okay, yeah, me and Tiffany, we hung out, and now we're okay. Even though Tiffany was like, Tim, you're talking to Elise. You could tell Tiffany wasn't okay with Elise until this moment, but now she needs a friend for the common enemy that should be Carlo, that she still will always hate Elise. But however, Elise and Tiffany are like, we met up and we buried the hatchet. We were like, well, we didn't tell Tiffany that. And
Mhm,
Elise is
mhm,
like, Carlo said that he wasn't attracted to Tiffany. Now, Carlo denies not being attracted to Tiffany. This is also a very Love is Blind moment.
mhm,
And it's like a disgusting moment that
mhm,
feels really icky all the time,
mhm,
which is
mhm,
that some guy
mhm.
wasn't physically attracted to some girl who he felt he had to be with or for some reason chose to be with, but he chose to be with, and therefore undermines that choice to look better in whatever perceived eyes he wants to. And it's always shitty. Do you want to read what you have up there?
Tiffany's never been with a guy that looks like me. She was 300 pounds 5 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry, do you think that women who are 300 pounds aren't with guys who are better looking than you? Because there are. There's so many women currently 300 pounds whose significant others look wildly better than you. So for you to say that as though like you're the fucking prize and that somehow because of her weight that she would have never gotten with a guy as hot as you, like you're uglier than her trash ass ex-husband. Like Carlo is uglier than Ronald. Carlo is uglier than to me most people. Like if he doesn't have a beard, that man needs a beard, okay? If he with this face we see right here requires a beard. Otherwise, I'm like, okay, mush mouth. Okay, marshmallow face. If we're gonna get with it. Like, who the fuck are you talking to and about? Lastly, she's Latina. Culturally, she was fine. That bitch was gonna be walking around in a sundress and there'd be men who would want her ass regardless of whatever. So don't put your beauty standards from your culture onto her.
Mm-hmm.
She's fine. Tiffany been beautiful. She's beautiful at 300 pounds. She's beautiful at 180 or whatever she is. She's beautiful. She's a beautiful fucking person. Now, two things can be true. She could be a beautiful physically person and also be a shitty girlfriend, like a shitty friend to girls, to
She
women.
has like emotional immaturity stuff that
Yeah.
makes her defensive and insecure. And and there's a lot of work that has to be done, to grow yourself. And I
Yeah.
don't know if she's doing it because it seems like she's not in a place to like see herself and sit in it. She seems to be very defensive.
Yeah. So then we cut to the fact that Elise is like, yeah, and Cole, you have things to say too. So Cole's like, oh, okay, I guess I gotta say it now. So buddy, here's some things. I know you were talking shit about me, and I know you think that I'm a PUSSY because I won't fight Rob, and that you think I'm a creep when I drink. So what do you got to say about that? And this is where again he stares at him with his like mush mouth.
I
And
know,
he's
not one
like
lip to be had. I mean, my God. I
that
mean,
chin, those jaws. I
how
can
does
see
he
this person
eat?
as an old man. I can see him as an old man, and it
Does the
is
food
not
just
good.
fall out?
It's not good. It's not good. And so he's like, everybody's like, Carlos say something. Carlos say something. And, really one faction, which is Tim and Tiffany, they want Carlo to not say anything. They don't want him to defend himself. They don't want anything. They want everyone just to turn and be pitchfork against him. But Colt and Courtney are like, let him speak. Like, we see that he's a dick, but let him speak. Let him like defend himself in
We want to
whatever way.
hear what he's going to say to all of that. I got it too. I was like, I want to hear what he's going to fucking answer to.
Yeah, and Tiffany's like, "No, demon, you get the pitchfork. You don't have the pitchfork? Why don't you have the pitchfork? You two dummies." And then
Kill the beast.
yeah.
No, I know.
Yes.
And then they're like, okay, all right. Okay, Carlo, finally say something. And Carlo's like, and right when he opens his mouth, Usman's like, Carlo, let me give you my opinion on the Carlo situation. And we're like, Usman, are you not even in this fucking room, buddy? You're not even in this room to be talking right now. Like, no. No.
No. Yeah. And so Carlo just ends up saying some other lawyer nonsense. By the way, he's not a lawyer. So I'm just saying lawyer nonsense because it sounds like he was curated or PR person told him to say some shit like this. And he's like, this is where I really did wrong. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for owning up to it in such a like
This one
sidestepping.
moment. This is what I'm answering to. This and nothing else, because I've lived perfectly this entire time.
Or I'm not perfect, but I don't remember what I did and if I did do it, then I'm sorry.
See, Tiffany, I'm also not perfect. See, none of us are perfect, Tiffany, okay? Are you okay with me not being perfect too? If you can't be perfect, I'm not perfect. We're all
Yeah.
not perfect, Tiffany.
Yeah. So then Suki turns to Tiffany and is like, hey, what's your love life like? And she's like, I'm dating a person named Ronald. And at the end, we find out that he actually goes by the name Ronnie. Okay.
I'm happy for her. I'm hoping that he is a real person and that he treats her nicely and that she loves her kids because her kids deserve someone absolutely lovely. And honestly, she deserves someone who makes her feel comfortable and safe and therefore can just like sit and be without like worrying and like controlling so much. I don't think she's ever felt safe, probably. That's the energy. So I hope that I hope Ronnie makes her feel and her kids nice and safe.
Yep. So then they go to break and Colt and Courtney are talking a little shit about Tiffany, and Tiffany's on the other side of, the thinnest curtain, and she pokes her head around. She's like, hey, Courtney, if you're going to talk shit, like do a little quieter, okay? Because I can hear you. This is the second time it's happened. It happened to somebody else too. I think it was, I don't know who it was, but somebody else was talking shit and the person pokes their head and they're like, hi, there's no walls
Shekinah.
here. No, in this episode, but also Shekinah, you're right.
Yeah,
in this
yeah,
episode, it happens too. They're like, hi, there's no walls. So they all get called out for their shit talking. So then Veronica, get back on stage. Veronica comes out. They kind of talk about the whole Jen and Tim situation where Courtney tries to like call Tim out for telling everybody that Jen was a gold digging whore. And Tim is like, I didn't tell everybody. I told you. I told the one person who asked me whether or not what was going on. Then Veronica comes on to explain like Tim is slow, not mentally, but like with, finding a woman and that
not aware.
he did give her lots of money. Jennifer's like, no. He's like, yeah, I gave you money to start the K1, or not the K1, but some kind of tourist visa process. Like, I gave you money. She's like, no, that's not true. And then he comes with receipts with like what I imagine is like 15 Western Union transactions of money. And I'm like, you know what? Even if it was $100 each, like that's still 1,500 US versus whatever the Colombian money is. So for her to just emphatically deny that Tim never sent her anything or try to act like she didn't break up with Tim because he didn't do enough for her is weird. The Jennifer we know requires a man to consistently take care of her and do things for her.
Yes. Jennifer wants to be with someone. Yes, absolutely, especially if he looks like Tim. Now, she
Yes.
didn't say that out loud, but we
Mm-hmm.
think that Tim should know. But Jennifer also is not a great person. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't be around her. I couldn't be friends with her. She is so very manipulative and out for herself that she scares the hell out of me. And I just would never trust her. I would never trust to even breathe the same air around her unless for some reason I knew that we wanted a similar goal. Which then
Yeah.
I would be like, well, she's going to go after it, honey, harder than I will,
Yeah.
and in ways in which I won't. So
Yeah.
maybe in this one moment I'll lie,
Ride
but
that coattail. Ride that coattail to the top and then jump off as soon as you can.
when I yeah, for safe like a safety net. Let me just
Yeah.
tell you this, and I thought this was interesting. So this is also the second time that in this episode that someone's like, "Bring me my phone" while on stage, and they get a phone. Now this had happened when we had unfortunately like discovered bad texts and all that stuff, and and that's how especially from Carlo when he was saying that he doesn't remember things and truths are truths, and they're like, oh well, no, truths are what you actually write and what I can see. In this moment, he has, I don't know if it's Tiffany or someone, like, go over and look at all the transactions, and I want to be like, well, show that on the screen then. Show show it on the screen, because if you want to have this part in and you want us to believe that he did send her things and that she is just not acknowledging them, then let us make our own decisions. But we are the jury and you have to
Mm-hmm.
provide the evidence, the receipts on the screen. So I was upset about that. Yeah, because she's like, that never happened. And I was like, well, I only one way to find out. Let us see. But basically then just truce that, like, we won't talk shit about each other anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
then we get
Mm-hmm.
into Tim flirting while on in Tulum, which was hard. And and this, it's also into something which they hint about, but Tim never apologizes, which is that he go ahead.
I have a question for you. Tim also talks about the fact that he has been dispelling and fighting rumors about his homosexuality for years, and to the point where it has affected his family.
Hmm.
And I thought to myself, there's something telling about that. Like, for someone like Tim, who to me is queer adjacent, like, regardless, I'm not trying to put him in, like, maybe I am, but I'm just like, Tim, you wear eyeliner. You dress like a weird individual who's like trying to figure out and find themselves. What's so wrong about if he's being beat up because of the rumors of him being gay? But I'm just like, it kind of speaks to it in a way that makes me go, well, Tim, we don't have to keep talking about the fact that your family was affected because of the rumors of you being homosexual. Like, I don't know. Is it that bad? I don't know. Maybe that's weird. So maybe I don't have a question for you. I just had a statement I want to say.
Well, a rumors are one thing, but also yeah, the way that he dresses is not the most straight male-esque. So the choices that he makes to express himself are, in fact, not super, they're a little queer. You're right. So he arguably can also be like, yeah, I dress a little queer, but my sexual tastes are not. And then
Yes.
we will choose to believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's all. So if
Yes.
his family doesn't believe him on that, I don't know what to say,
Yeah, that's not our job to help you dispel these rumors. Like, you are making choices yourselves. And so, like, let's live in the choices that you make as opposed to now Veronica doing what she's not Veronica, Jennifer talking about the swinger shit, Jennifer talking about the cuckold shit, Jennifer doing all of those things is her trying to feed into some negativity with whatever it is that Tim is. And that's the thing that I'm just like, you guys, none of this is necessary. None of this is necessary to like shun or make fun of or put down the other person. But anyway, sorry about that.
Oh no, it's fine. So let's just get into this thing with May. So interesting. We had heard a lot of sexual talk throughout Tulum. We heard Joe liking anal sex. We heard May liking trains.
And wait, did you see that? Did you see her comment? Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, I mean, go ahead. Do what you're saying.
No, I didn't see her comment.
Okay, I'll tell you after. Do
I hope it's good.
Yeah.
Like, and Elise definitely like talked a lot about like pegging people and stuff like that. And also Jennifer talked a lot about Tim's sexuality. Okay, so all of that to say, this part of the bus that they reshowed always made me upset, which is that Tim was flirting with Elise at the very last minute of the whole show, asks May out. But before that, we got this really awkward bus ride where he asks Elise a series of questions that I don't quite understand why he felt comfortable asking publicly on TV in that moment, on a bus, in front of people, no alcohol, because he's like, "What's how many people have you had sex with? And how many STDs have you had?" When they bring this now, Elise, because she wants to be on TV, and I think would have obviously said yes if Tim had asked her on a date, was angling for that, couldn't in this moment make a big deal of it. And so she didn't, which sucks. And then now Rob is like, yeah, when I was there and looking back at that, those are questions you asked a prostitute. Now, here's the thing, being a prostitute's totally fine. But it's so, but he is asking that because it means that you're in a transactional situation about to engage with a prostitute and you need to know if you have STDs or the fuck this. But he wasn't in that situation with Elise. And Elise was like not selling goods in such a way. And so I thought it was weird and disrespectful to ask personal questions of someone like that. And then in that moment, Tim didn't apologize for it. He was like, yeah, well, she made me feel comfortable enough to ask those questions. And I was like, but was she comfortable?
Yeah. Yeah. And also, like, I knew she could handle that. I just felt like, yeah. Intrinsically, I felt like, she's the kind of girl that would be able to handle those questions. And so I asked them. And it's like, they're not, to me, have you ever had an STD is a question that you ask somebody that you were about to have sex with, or that you want to be in a relationship in which you will eventually have sex with that person. I think that's a valid question to ask. Is it a valid question to ask on a bus in front of a lot of people? No. Now, asking her body count is rubbish. Don't ask anybody their fucking body count. Like, if that's important to you, then you need to make sure that you pick somebody who has the same 5 body count as you.
Same
if you
5.
Yeah, I feel like Tim has probably only had sex with 5 women in his life.
Oh,
so like if you want to know, if you only want to be with somebody who's only had sex with 5 women, then you need to make that, and that's a personal choice that you can make. But to ask somebody on a bus full of people is wild. Also, May put a comment down when under the "come on, ride the train, choo choo," she was like, I didn't know that being in a sexual situation with 5 men or 7 men automatically meant sex, or being in a situation with 7 men automatically meant sex. And I was like,
what?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What else are we supposed to assume? Like, what? Yeah, but she was just being like, she wasn't being combative or whatever to us. She was just being like, oh, I didn't know that automatically meant sex. And I'm like, yeah, babe. Yeah, it does.
Yes, you did. Yes, you know that.
Yeah, it does. And I think her name is Playmate. I think her name is Playmate, like PLAYMEITE something. And that's the comment. I'm no longer in the Instagram right now, so I got to figure out how to get back into it. But like, otherwise I would show it to you.
Okay, so basically, at this point, he says that he wanted to ask Elise out, but he never did, and he definitely never did. And then she went for Carlo, and he was hurt and never wanted to talk to her again, and that's why he pouted throughout the whole time. Again, after like being annoying to her, then asked May out, and then Suki's like, "Would you ever go out with him?" And Veronica's like, "Hold my martini." This is my game. She's like, "Just so you know, Elise, when I fucking got this person to ask me out, it's because I had to put my number in his phone and I had to like hunt him. I had to like make him call me." And then she says something. Now, Tim then asks Elise out with Veronica's help in honestly a way in which I could not possibly say yes to a man who would allow this to happen, where he's like a baby and Veronica's like, ask her out to a meal. And he's like, "Oh, Elise, can you and I go to a meal?" And then Veronica's like, at a restaurant, after this taping, big boy. After this taping, big boy. Oh, I don't say that. Like, it was so, I was like, no, God bless. And then Veronica's like, he needs a confident woman so he can be masculine. I sat on that, been sitting on it, and I've been trying to like mull it over, because it's actually something that in like certain trade wife situations, like, oh, I want like a confident man so I can be feminine, like I want to. And then I thought about what that means to be like a confident, and this is a cisgender heterosexual thing, to be a confident woman and have that masculate a man. not emasculate, masculate. Like how the energy of that sort of like miracle grows the masculine confidence within him. Like I still am thinking about it. Any thoughts?
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that be a thing, especially because I'm just at the age in my life where just to find a man who's steady in his finances and has his own shit, and we know that Tim is clean. Like I'm just like, even though I think he's short, but he's actually not short. I was actually surprised at how tall he was when I saw him in person, and I had on heels. And so like I'm like, Tim is a viable option. Like there are things about him, yes, that I'm like, but the things that I value is financial fitness and hygiene and being able to like hold a conversation. Now, I don't know if politically we'd be aligned. I don't know if there's other little things that we wouldn't be aligned, but like the fact that Veronica says that, I'm like, yeah. If that's all it is, if I have to be confident, which I am naturally, and then at some point he's going to become masculine and I can just sit down, I'm willing to do that trade-off. I'm willing for that trade-off. How long do I have to be confident? I mean, I'm confident all the time, but like what does that look like on a day-to-day basis? And then when I catch him like a fucking Pokemon, can I just chill? It'd be worth it for me. It'd be
I
worth it.
I don't know. Elise says yes, and then listen, then she needs powder, and she doesn't want to ask the set makeup artist, but he does for her. He gets his baby powder. So suddenly, listen, it worked right in that moment. So Jennifer, then we go to then talks about the list of troubles her and Cole have had with these two cultures and languages combining. But that their relationship has gone beyond physical intimacy. Basically, Cole says that she's a freak and he just holds on tight and hopes for the sorry,
Holds for the
hopes for the
best.
best.
Yeah, but I also go ahead. I thought you were gonna put yourself on pause. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. I guess I don't like this line of conversation. I hate when we call each other freaks. I hate when men call women freaks. I don't want to be
Yeah.
called a freak. I don't like it. I feel like it makes it so that like anything outside of like missionary vanilla sex is like freakville, and I'm like, that's not it. Like that is, don't call anyone a freak. Your kink is your kink, and that whatever turns you on, that as long as it's safe and consensual for you and the other person is okay. And to label it otherwise to me is damaging. Jen probably likes to fuck, and a lot of women like to fuck. And I think that if a lot of men would stop putting labels on women who like to fuck, then we would all love to fuck and not even have to have it be a thing.
I agree. And the fact that he is so open with saying that right after they were talking about the relationship that they had built past physical intimacy made me start to realize that he doesn't give a fuck about this relationship because it was decidedly a different Cole and a different energy than before, much more less protective for sure of like the
Yeah.
specialness that they had.
Yeah.
So then she's like, she calls him a closet freak. And then they say that I'm only going to say two words. And they say two words that I will tell you for some reason were so disgusting to me that this part grossed me out in a way that like Courtney and Colty absolutely did not. I can't even think about what they
Okay,
said.
I'll say it. It is tacos and squirt.
Squirts.
Okay. Tacos are such a delicious thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like to equate them or have them in the same sentence as like an ejaculation is just like, no. No, thank you. Thank you. Two different lanes, two different parts of my brain that they don't need to intersect at all. So Jennifer talks about the list of troubles that her and Cole have had. And but
Yeah.
also she also talks then they get into this like, oh, you were in the room with Elise. Oh my god.
Yeah, because Suki dives into the love triangle that is Rob, Jennifer, and Cole. Cole says that Jen makes up shit all the time and lies a lot. And when he said that, we were like, oh, gloves are off. You know, oh, honey, he watched this episode. He hated everything that happened. And he was like, oh, she's making it crazy for me. When we have no idea what Elise said last night, he was saying, again, his whole thing, which Elise hinted at, is that he spent all night in Elise's room talking about his life, honey. And they also wanted to pretend that it wasn't just them. It started off being Tim, maybe May was there too. I forgot exactly. But they were commiserating, talking about their relationships. And so from that moment, you know, we're talking about that. Then Cole says that Jen makes up shit and lies a lot because we bring up the Mario Kart night, which is basically that Cole and Jennifer fucked the first night. Then the second night he was like gonna like hang out with her, and then she got mad. She saw him like in someone else's room. So then she said she was gonna just stay in for the night, put her lights on, then hung out with Rob, and this is the Mario Kart night. And like thusly, who knows what really happened. Now, at this moment, Tiff and Jen start going at it, because Tiffany hates Jennifer and Jennifer absolutely hates Tiffany. And then Elise, who has aligned herself with Tiffany, does work for Tiffany by fighting with Jen as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
Yeah.
Jennifer also was mean to Elise. And I hate this so much because neither one of these women should be talking to Jennifer about what's happening in her own life. And so
Mhm.
Jennifer, who should not have a leg to stand on, at least could be like, why do you guys care about what I'm doing? And the answer is, you're right. And
Mhm.
they're like, well, you're
Mhm.
so mean. You shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, well, all you have to do is tell Cole how you feel and let two grown people live their life. And then you focus on your life. And if someone asks you your opinion, you can be like, I wouldn't do what fucking Cole's doing. It's obvious, but you know what I'm saying? But like, you don't
Mhm.
have to like engage so forcefully. But I guess that producers want that for you. But it just looks like a bunch of girls yelling at each other. And of course, during this, it's revealed that Cole had gone to Elisa's room last night. Now, this is where Elise wants to be like, and has my fucking hotel key, bitch. She has
Yeah.
it. Like she somehow holds all of that back.
Yeah.
Just like her titty being held back,
Oof. Bite some tape. Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, and so then it's just like this weird kind of back and forth where Jennifer's like, "Oh, what? Where were you? You were in whose room?" After she tried to act like she's just okay with Cole doing whatever and that she doesn't control Cole and like Cole's his own man. And so they start off the episode with like, "Yeah, we're together, happily." And then he calls her a liar and says that she makes things up all the time. And then she has to be like, "Wait a minute, you're going off script. You're going off script." And then Jennifer at the end decides to get up because she's frustrated and she says, "I cannot listen to you in that bad tan. She's trying to make my boyfriend cheat." And it's like, no, it's the idea that like men and women can't be friends it bothers me. Now, I get if that's your boundary as a person who is in a relationship with somebody who is 3,000 miles away, and so you cannot see them, and you're just like, "Hey, just for my peace of mind, because yo soy loca. I need you to not be in a room with any." But that needs to be explicitly said. "Hey, babe, when you're in New York, can you not be anywhere by yourself with Elise? Because I specifically and especially hate her."
oh, I think that if I was in a relationship in this situation, that person should know that they can't be in a room alone with Elise. That
Mm.
that would be disrespectful to me.
Mm.
Yeah, no, yeah, I will. Yeah, I would never put myself in a situation with to do that as well late at night in a New York room. Like I just wouldn't do it. So, and yeah, I would require someone to know how to care for me and how I treat them, and never put me in the disrespectful or like space that would be for me. So, but you know what? She knows Jennifer doesn't want that and she knows it. So, and Cole knows that it's a bad move. He knows that the minute it comes out, it's bad. But Cole's already made his decision that he's over Jennifer. He probably doesn't want to deal with the
Yeah.
K1. He probably never wanted to. It's a lot of money. He doesn't want this person on his fucking books. He's really
Yeah.
young, and all these dumb young guys are all
Yeah.
from Orange County. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
have the world is their oyster, and the oyster
Yeah.
is in their backyard, so they don't need to
Yeah.
go anywhere else.
Oh, say it again. Wait, let me find the picture. I don't have it already, but he's young and she has a child, and so he needs to like free himself. Okay, you guys. Woo, what a good tell all. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys want to follow us on our social medias, please do so. There'll be fun content coming up. Patreon.com/DocuSweeties. We've got social medias that Chris will tell you about, but my main thing is patreon.com/DocuSweeties. $10 a month. You get a live every first Monday of the month, plus other goodies.
Yeah. Listen, that's Just Call Me Wa. So you can follow her on all of her social medias. I'm at Chris L. Farah, and we have presences on YouTube, on Instagram, of course. However, you can also follow at DocuSweeties on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Substack, wherever you'd like. YouTube. And at the end of the day, we appreciate you. We'll talk to you later, okay?
All right. Bye.
Bye.